Things seem to be going nicely and all. School's wrapping up, and I did well with my third to last day, and I'm enjoying that new Among Us update that gives you 15 people. And that's really cool, despite a few minor things that are mostly just glitches. Everything seems to be going well. Just need to wait for Mac iCar to arrive, and everything's seemingly going perfectly well. Oh, hey! And a video from Anima. Actually, it's not really Electric Dragon 505 exactly. It's just some podcast channel thing about the Thomas reboot. Oh boy, oh boy. An outsider, big name animation channel that talks about Pixar movies to the Oscars and all kinds of stuff like that. Talking about this monstrosity. I need to check this out. Eventually.
This Halloween when maybe monsters and vampires and all that kind of stuff aren't going to be the scariest things that will be coming out in October.
So do you mean the reboot itself or us and our anger or something? Oh boy. I really don't want to say this kind of stuff too much and all. And I probably can control that, obviously, considering that this is coming from a person I usually respect quite a lot and all, despite a few things he said in other videos. And I do generally like him and enjoy his videos. But there are so many things wrong with what he said in this video. And I do agree with a few points he made and stuff like that. That, yeah, this is very much different or whatever. Yeah, no crap, Sherlock. And, yeah, just a few teensy little percentage of the Thomas fan base is more than a little too angry and all. And by that I mean, like, people saying that they're going to kill themselves. May I remind you that that's a super minuscule 0.0001% amount of people saying that. And yet, despite that, Animat has for some reason even said that Thomas fans are, like, super whiny about it. It's more so the chat members as well. A lot of them are really annoyed about it, too. Not really the reboot, but how we feel for crying out loud. But Animat's said stuff like, some of us are, like, getting super aggravated. And yes, some of us are, but more so in a respectful and understandable way and stuff like that. Not that we respect Mattel. Why respect a corporation that's notorious for mistreating workers and cutting corners? But saying that so many of us are, like, saying we're gonna kill ourselves or whatever, and heck, not even that many people have said this has ruined our childhood. Only a few people and all, and I'm not one of those people. I don't like that term anyways. It ruined my childhood. Yeah, it didn't. It's ruining what could be of the things from your childhood. That's, never mind. But all this really comes down to one problem. And no, it's not the fact that Animat's not a Thomas fan. That's perfectly fine. There are so many people that have given their thoughts on Thomas's 2021 reboot and all, despite them not being Thomas fans. It's because he didn't do enough research, I must say. He put a little bit of research about, like, what's going on with the reboot itself, and he said that he has, like, looked up comments and videos and stuff like that about it. And when did this come out? January 31st. Okay, so he must have probably not seen the Unlucky Tug video. I doubt it. Otherwise, he'd be a lot more insightful and aware of this whole thing. He also probably didn't watch that video about, I think it's 16 minutes long. It's the guy with the PT Boomer outfit and stuff like that. He goes on about how Audrey rejected this idea in 1974 or so. And that's another thing. I feel like he doesn't really bring up the fact that the show creators hate the thing. He does kind of near the end because somebody told him that. Right at the end. And that's kind of shameful. But Audrey himself would hate this reboot. The person who created the show, who created the franchise, would despise this. Because he was given this idea years ago, so many years ago, and now the fact that this is being passed up as the way it should be from Mattel, this is what your kids are going to love or whatever. No. That's talking down and disrespecting the intelligence of kids. That's disrespecting I can't say it right. Artistry from a good person. That's disrespecting a huge amount of fans of all ages, from 8-year-olds with strong mouths and 20-year-olds with a heart of gold, all kinds of Thomas fans. And saying that we're too whiny or, oh look, it's just like Teen Titans Go or whatever. Yeah, that's what the show is. That's what it's trying to be. That's what it's trying to imitate. our outrage is justified. Some of Teen Titans Go's outrage was a bit over the top, but I can still understand and sympathize with them. I'm not a Teen Titans fan, but I found the show just annoying. Not the worst in the world at times, but for a while I despised it like it was the worst thing on the planet Earth. But yeah, it was pretty dang awful. And yeah, some things are fine about it, but the way how it just disrespects the fans, it seems like they were having episodes in the show where they dub over old episodes from the Teen Titans original series. That's awful. That's just awful. This, it completely loses track of what Thomas is supposed to be. Having him being voiced by a kid, having him being all hyperactive and unrealistic, completely going against Audrey's motives and plans for the series and everything like that, his dreams of it, completely changing the way how everything is dynamic about the franchise and making it feel watered down and neutered and babyfied and generic and as unappealing as possible. The animation isn't awful, but at the same time, it's not really that good, to be honest, either. I noticed a lot of shortcuts and weird looks of everything. Why do the characters now have creepy gem eyes? Remember in Hot Diggity Demon's video where he's talking about Sausage Party? How the characters have cutesy cartoon eyes that are black instead of these creepy gem-like ones? Yeah, he praised Sausage Party for having it right, just like Classic Thomas does, and now look what they're doing. I know I'm complaining about small details, but Animat really does not pay attention to a lot of this stuff and all, saying that we're too whiny and how a lot of us are wanting Mattel to die at times. Not the actual physical people to die, but just to sell the franchise or figure out what's wrong with it. Because I'm honestly really sick of it. Because if you look at the past, you'll realize just how great the original series is and how much hard work and passion was put into it. This, with a few exceptions of maybe parts of the animation, it doesn't feel like there's any effort being put into this monstrosity. And it doesn't deserve any of the appreciation it probably is getting from Animat here because of that. Because it's spitting all over something from the past. All the way down to from... I mean, you have to keep in mind, with the way it's changing it so quickly and stuff like that, after the embarrassment that was Wubba, that removed Edward and Henry, and that was all around the world, and those creepy stereotypes and everything, and the bouncing and hyperactivity, Nia and Rebecca, that bombed, and parents and kids and obviously the fan base hated it. Now you have this, which is super hyperactive and cartoony and looks like everything else on the market currently. How do you expect kids are going to enjoy this sort of thing? I just don't get it. I really don't. Honestly, Animat, if you're watching this and all, I still respect you, obviously, but you desperately need to watch any videos from... There's a great video from Thomas 1 Edward 2 Henry 3 about the simple appeal of Thomas. Any of the MTACs, or even better, just simply the Big Boba video, or Why the Thomas Reboot is going to fail video from the Unlucky Tug himself, or any other video from the Thomas fanbase. We are not like tons of other fan bases, and when he says that we are incredibly devoted and that yeah, that's true, but when he says something about how we are very traditional, I get what he means, but that's not really the case, because we can, as the Unlucky Tug said, you can make changes to Thomas, you can spice things up, you can have Nia and Rebecca in the show, you can have Thomas go around the world if you do it correctly, and the way Mattel's doing it is not correct and quite the opposite, and is spitting all over the reputation of the show, making it look like some kiddie crap, like Shrek the Third did. And with the way how people who created the show despise it, I'm pretty sure that just shows that it's wrong. And one other thing, the way how he said that something about how we're, like I said there, how we're incredibly dedicated to Thomas. Yeah, that's true, he's right about that. But he said it in a sort of way where, like, we're constantly watching the show and reading the books, yes, the good stuff and all, and constantly buying toys and everything like that. We used to. We buy the old stuff. The modern day stuff is garbage because it's gimmicky, plastic, heartless, almost entirely messed up trash. For the most part, it's all just there to make a quick buck because Mattel is constantly cutting corners. Ever since they first bought the show, the toy sales started to slip, and now look at this. All their toy brands are most likely going to have to be revamped, or should I say toy lines for Thomas. So even the kids that are only really interested in the toys are not going to be happy with this. And don't get me wrong, there are a lot of collectors of Thomas merch in this fandom. A lot of which are super, super, super passionate about it. But don't think of it like we're constantly worshiping it, and anybody who says anything bad about Thomas, yeah, it's usually wrong, but they're like demons or whatever. No, we respect it by paying great tribute to it, by making good versions of music, recreating episodes, doing all kinds of things like creating our own stories and analyzing episodes, pointing out interesting things, maybe sometimes even flaws, redubbing them, finding the old versions of episodes and uploading them in places that can't be seen around the world, and just doing so many incredible things. There's so many great people in this community, from Dennis Duck to Rama Fool to Leo Kim Video, Mr. Ryan, Thomas 1 and Edward 203, Super, the Unlucky Tugs, so many of you guys as well. There are so many great people in this fandom. And seeing them being, like, treated like, oh, whiny little B, or something like that, kind of. It's also what I said there was the B word and all. I don't like swearing at times. Treating them like, saying that they're sort of like, I don't know, whiny little piss boys or something like that. That's just disrespectful. And I feel like when the reboot comes out and all, you should have done your research by then. Let's just hope that he does. But yeah, sorry, Animat, but you're getting one for me. And yeah, I did read the comments as well, and I did watch the whole video, don't worry. So I do know all the information and stuff. But hey, at least he said some stuff right. That Caddy Chariss video is pretty dang hilarious, am I right? You know, the one where he talks about the Japanese Thomas game? Yeah, that's pretty awesome. And I did make a few jokes throughout the video, so actually, know what? Fine. Neutral, I guess, but still, just, you have some points, mostly because of the stuff about Caddy Chariss, but learn your facts about Thomas a bit better, dude. Learn them better. The last thing I need is my franchise to be both destroyed physically by Mattel with the actual canon property, and then seeing it being mistreated and showed like it's some kind of whiny, bratty MLP fandom nonsense or whatever, where we get angry about literally anything or something like that, like Teen Titans Go or Star Wars, and making every single significant, beautiful thing about this fandom look like it's a piece of filth, like Pickle Rick or some crap. This year really isn't been. This year really hasn't been that great for Thomas fans, has it? For us ourselves, with what we're doing, it's been so amazing. I've enjoyed every moment of it. It's just everything outside of it that's been so awful. Let's just hope that this hell is over with sometime soon. Also, YouTube, stop recommending me videos about the Giganotosaurus and T-Rex fighting. I haven't seen any videos. I've only seen a few thumbnails in my recommended. Susan Wojcicki or whoever, stop recommending me that all to me. This is exactly why I wish some stuff would just simply stay out of my sights. How about the trailers start being ominous and spectacle-like and very mysterious, showing very little and just making you intrigued and interested, and not revealing the whole movie in like 5, sometimes 4 or so minutes. So much better, so much better. So yeah, I recommend you guys check this video out just simply for the sake of coming to your own conclusions. But I've burnt out my voice enough today. Bye-bye.